Yes, good morning, student. Today we will discuss our chapter number 7, the British rule. Okay, first is introduction. In ancient time, ancient means old time, the India was known for its wealth. Okay, it was considered the golden words. In Hindi, we will say "Sone ki chidiya." Okay, because of its wealth, and India always was the center of trade for various country. Okay, India was the center of many country trade with India, and the Portuguese were the first to come to India for the trade. Portuguese were the first that come to India for the trade, and they landed at Calicut in Kerala. In the Kerala, there is a Calicut where they landed, and they experienced very good business in India. After the Portuguese, the French and the British also reached India. Next, we will read about East India Company. Okay, the British formed it East India Company in India. Okay, this company established some factory in India. The first factory of this company was established in Surat. At the Surat, they established their first factory. After some time, they expanded their business in other part of the country like Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay. Madras is now known as Chennai, and Calcutta is known as Kolkata, and Bombay is now known as Mumbai. Soon the British began to maintain their own army with an excuse to protect their factory and go down. They started to maintain their army. They give the excuse they want to protect their army and their factories and go downs. Okay. Okay, next we will learn about the Battle of Plassey. When the British started to maintain their army in India, then this Sirajuddaula was the ruler of the Bengal. He was the first Indian who knew about the bad intention of the British. He come to know that the British came to India for what purpose. He come to know he is not come India only for trade. He strictly told British not to construct forts. Okay, they said the British not to construct fort and engaged army in India, but the British refused his proposal. Okay, and then the Sirajuddaula declared a war against the British, in which British won. In the Battle of Plassey, the British won, and this war was known as the Battle of Plassey. Okay, next, what were the consequences, means results of this war? This victory led the British to gain power in whole country. Now after this war, they started to gain power on the other parts of the country, and the British forced Indian farmer to grow cottons like the crops like cotton and indigo for the British textile, matlab British cloth industry. They forced the farmer to grow cotton and indigo for the British textile industries, and the British followed the policy of doctrine of lapse. In this policy, if the ruler or a king died without a child, if a king has no child and his kingdom was taken over by the British, they will take over his kingdom under their rule. They are not allowed to adopt any child. Okay. Uh, After the Indians were not allowed to open their own mills and factories, and led to broad unemployment. They were not allowed to open their own mills and factory, and this led to broad unemployment. Means many people don't have any work to do, and so this give to a unemployment. They are not allowed to open their own mills and factory. Unhappy was Everyone was unhappy with the British rule. Everyone was unhappy with the British, but no one was No one was capable of raising his voice against them. Okay, beta, everybody was upset with the British rule. Now we will learn more about this chapter through a video, through the extra marks.
More than 500 years ago, India was a rich country. The Sone Ki Chidiya. We were famous for our exquisite spices, beautiful silk, gold, and pearls. During these prosperous times, India traded with Arab and European traders. At the end of the 15th century, a Portuguese navigator, Vasco da Gama, landed at Calicut in Kerala. He came to India from Portuguese by going around Africa. Soon the Dutch, French, and British started trading with India. However, each wanted a monopoly over this trade. As a result, they started fighting among themselves. In the year 1600, the British formed the East India Company. They made trading centers in India and traded mainly in spices and textiles.
Yes, East India Company was established in 1600.
What were the other names for East India Company? East India Trading Company, English East India Company, British East India Company.
These are the others name of East India Company: East India Trading Company, English East India Company, and the British East India Company.
The British set up storehouses, or in their words, godowns, to store goods that were shipped to Britain. The protection of these godowns served as a good excuse to build forts and maintain armies at such centers. Some kings and Nawabs did not like this increasing control of British over their territories. The results were obvious: wars. The first major battle won by the British was the Battle of Plassey in 1757. In this famous battle, Lord Robert Clive defeated the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Daulah. From this point on, the British control over India increased with each passing year.
Okay, the Battle of Plassey was fought between the British and who is leading the British army, that is Robert Clive, and it is fought between the Siraj-ud-Daulah and the British army. And in this battle, the British won, and this battle, they also control over the other part of the country.
Indian farmers were made to grow indigo and cotton. The British bought these raw materials from the Indian farmers at very low prices. As a result, the Indian farmers suffered. This was the era of Industrial Revolution. Britain was prospering and growing more powerful. Raw materials from India, cotton and indigo, were shipped to Britain and used in British mills to make cloth. This cloth was then sold in India. The result was that the Indian handloom industry and artisans suffered badly. This trading equation made sure that Indians suffered from both sides as producers and consumers both. The only entity benefiting in this was the British Empire. As if the monopoly over trade and unethical business practices were not enough, the British made laws that were outrightly unjust. One such law said that if an Indian ruler dies without a child, then his kingdom would automatically be taken over by the British. These laws made sure that, from farmers to workers to kings, no Indian could prosper and lead a free, independent life.
Yes, student, it doesn't, they, from the farmer to the workers to king, no Indian could prosper. No Indian can be grow and lead a free and independent life during the British rule. Okay, student, I hope you will understood the chapter, and thank you and have a nice day.